Let's go, turn that shit up, man.
Keepin' it fantasy, what's your football fantasy? Keepin' it fantasy, what's your football fantasy?
Yo, what a start. Listen, this is TTNL's Keepin' It Fantasy. We had some technical difficulties. We still are, but we will bring on the man of the hour. Let's thank Mrs. Jackal for letting this man come on tonight.
Oh,
right?
Man. Somebody's coming on something. It ain't me right now. That's for sure. Doing a fucking fantasy show right now. Jesus Christ. Welcome, Claudio. How you doing, buddy?
Yes, I'm doing all right. I mean, we could, just explain real quick. We're trying to get our intro up and loaded. That was just a short intro. We have a really awesome intro that, Cole Kennedy and Ivan worked on.
Let's pass the buck and blame Ivan on this because he was supposed to have that in there, and we show up and we're like, what the fuck, Ivan? Where are you at?
I mean, it's
and
Keeping It Fantasy,
here.
but we're still going to keep it 100.
And that's the truth.
But Ivan did a great job on it, and you guys will see it when he loads it up, and when we will do it to next week. But we made it. We're here. We have a show, and listen, it's in the infant stage, and we'll have to just make it better. We can only go up from here.
We're not the village idiots. We do know what we're talking about a little bit when it comes to fantasy football. You may not hear our Bears opinions all that much, but when it comes to fantasy football, I think the two of us here, as well as our mustached maniac, Ivan, the three of us will bring you guys some fantasy acumen, help you maybe win a little bit of money. That's the end of the game right here, man. Or the end of the name of the game is you want to win some money, whether it's daily fantasy, more importantly, redraft leagues that are going off right now. My brother-in-law did a draft for me, celebrating a birthday. He actually killed it for me today. He took a quarterback in like the 12th round, got Derek Carr. So I'm pretty pumped, but it's that time of the year. Drafts are happening. Claudio, how many drafts have you had so far, man?
I've had 4. I was invited to like another 2, and I was like, that's just enough because I don't like doing a lot of drafts because I like having just like the same team. I don't want to go against my players.
Okay.
In another league, so I try not to have too many, but I'm in 4.
Right.
The most important is the TTNL one, of course, even though we're not going to win any money, but it's all right. Bragging rights, baby.
Hey, here he is, the Sandman, Speaking of bragging rights.
Yeah, we do owe him money.
Yes, that's the second time we've said that. The first time live on this show, though. So, but to
last
that
year.
To that point, man, we had a pretty amazing show last week that led into our draft the following day, right? 48 teams. I know some of you are hearing for the first time. There was a waiting list. We could not accommodate everybody, but we had a 48 team, 4 division. What's it? 12 teams per division. That's the math, right, Claudio? All went off at 9:00. Drafts were going off left and right. My phone, since I was the commissioner, my phone just was hot because every freaking pick would pop up on my phone, But how did the draft go for you? Let's talk about the TTNL Fantasy League a little bit.
I mean, can you bring them up so we could? Can you bring those pictures up or no? It's not.
I can.
Okay. It might be better
the
to
draft,
bring them up,
or I mean, is that what you want to bring up?
The draft board. Yeah, so that way we can at least go through it. But while he's doing that, I mean, for the TTNL one, I was happy. I mean, I was happy with the final product, but I wasn't thinking 5 running backs would go. I had 6 pick. I wasn't thinking 5 running backs would go, so had to switch up my strategy because I was looking to try to get Eckler or Henry at 6, and they were both gone. So I had a choice between any receiver, and I went with Chase. I mean, Jefferson obviously is a baller. I mean, they're all ballers, but I just think Chase might end up having a better year. So that's who I went with. But yeah, when you get it up and we can,
it's loading up right now. Here we go. I'm gonna bring this is your draft. I mean, we don't want to bore the people listening that weren't in the league. We just kind of want to touch on real quick because I know and if I'm freezing,
well, because we're gonna also bring on a couple more people from TTNL that were in the league to maybe talk about their draft. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna get into the weeds. We'll get into obviously some stuff about Thursday night and this week, but yeah. So let's see here.
So yeah, this is your draft board. I mean, this is going to be hard to see, Claudio, for people that are listening and what have you.
Yeah.
But the first pick of the draft was Jonathan Taylor, obviously. Surprised that CCMC went fourth in your draft.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, will I have a chance at him? But I didn't.
You got a good team, man. You got Samuel.
I
Justin
think so.
Herbert,
I mean,
third round.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I never would take usually a quarterback that early. But because of the 6-point touchdowns, I will. And I'll gladly take him who will probably throw for 50 touchdowns. Okay. So that will hopefully help me win some games. My running backs, I'm a little hesitant on. I do like if you go scroll back up.
I'm getting there.
If you scroll back up to right here, Damian Pierce. I do think he's going to have a huge year. I'm going to double
Sixth round, huh?
Prince Damian for all you House of Dragon fans. I'm going to be calling him Prince Damien. I think he'll have I think he will be fucking slicing it up and fucking running people over. Like
you
Prince
went pretty
Damien.
early in your guys' draft, huh?
What's that?
You went pretty early in your draft. I'm looking at ours.
Well, he went early because I reached for him because I
gotcha.
I think he's going to be I wanted to make sure I got him. I didn't want to miss him because my running backs are not strong. Honestly, I don't think they're too strong right now. But it's a long season. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Any picks you hate while we're talking about it right now? I mean,
any picks that I took that I hate?
Yeah.
I mean, Galladay. I took Galladay. He's technically the number one. They paid him money. I think obviously he balled out in Detroit. He's got talent. There's some reports that he's been slacking a little bit in preseason and training camp, but I took him in another league too. So hey, I mean, he's technically the number one in that team right now. So to get a number one that late, I took him, but I'm not too confident in him.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to bring up my team real quick, and then we can maybe just, get into let's talk about a little fantasy. But
yeah, of course.
Taking a minute here. But as we talk about all this, right, we had the draft. We appreciate everybody that participated, all 48 or 45 of you. Cherie from the network is in the Sayers division. Cool Kennedy actually jumped in and is in the Sweetness division with me. You have Alex in, I think he's in your division, right, Claudio? Ace, Chris Sandlin.
Yeah.
I
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure.
And we are going to shout out patrons throughout the show, not just today, but every show, because it is a patron driven league, but we also are TTNL family here. And there is a Patreon side of this, and we hope that you guys do subscribe to the Patreon, support the network. There's almost a daily show happening right now on TTNL network. So that I think we should talk about the draft. And I just wanted to kind of shift.
Well, real quick before you say that, I just want to so people that are watching that aren't in the Patreon league, right? So every week we're gonna talk about that league, but it's gonna be probably to the end of the show. So most of the show we're gonna talk about just fantasy, about all
Claudio's fantasies, not fantasy football, just Claudio's fantasies.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
And once you see the real intro, that'll make a whole lot more sense.
When
they actually see the real intro, Claudio. But let's talk some fantasy football, man. I mean, at the end of the day, the draft is here. The season starts in fucking 2 days. Games count. Thursday night. What do we got? Rams. Is it Rams Bills? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Rams, monster Bills. Of a game. Thursday night opening.
Rams are actually underdogs at home.
And there's monster fan. It's that Thursday night killer. Granted, opening night, so I think that really doesn't matter. But as we go forward, and as your teams are all kind of lining up, we talked about guys that we had. I asked you, is there a guy you drafted that you didn't necessarily like? But are there guys that you didn't get to draft that you kind of? We could call him a sleeper. We could call him a guy that just you kind of have a feeling going into week one that if you did draft him, whether you reached for him or did not, is there somebody that you're kind of thinking about right now? Because there's a lot of talk because none of the games have started. So we really don't know what we're going to get yet. So let's hear Claudio take on somebody that you might you fell in love with that you either drafted or didn't. And that thing's going to be a monster.
So somebody that I did draft.
Or not, just somebody that you're like,
not.
I am glad I got this guy. He's going to be the value that I got at this pick. Or,
Gotcha.
I was hoping he was going to
Yeah,
I think he's a sleeper or he's going to be a stud that he's just, coming off injury, whatever.
Well, in one league, I did get Eckler, and I think Eckler will be the number one fantasy point guy this year.
Okay.
I'm all in on the Chargers. I think the Chargers, it's my pick to go to the Super Bowl, actually. I think
Wow.
they're going to go off. I think they're primed and ready to go. So I'm happy I got him in one league. I wasn't able to get him in a lot of other ones, the other ones. But
I got him my brother-in-law drafted him today in the league, that the 12-team league that he did today. He actually got him with the 5th pick. I was pretty happy about that. Just throwing that out there for the sake. And yes, Mr. Gonzalez, you are correct. I did draft every fucking running back in our league.
You went running back heavy? Yeah, let's bring up your draft.
I'll just say it real quick because I don't want to. I might freeze, but it's a. I lied to you guys last week. For those that did listen, I said I was going to take. I was going to take Jonathan Taylor, or I was going to take CMC, and I took Jonathan Taylor. So I did mislead you guys. But my running back.
Not keeping it 100, bro.
I took your boy Saquon Barkley. You took the guy you did not want, so he was there. I got him in the 3rd round. No, I got Deebo Samuel in the 3rd round, but I got Taylor, Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Cordell Patterson, Naeem Hines, and those are my running backs right there. And I got pretty, but my wide receivers: Deebo Samuel, Juju Smith-Schuster, Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Rondell Moore. Got a good team, not a great team, but a team that's probably going to win that division. So, with that being said, it was a fun time. Drafted a bunch of running backs. I said I was going to do it, running backs early and often, and I tried to stick to that.
Say your receivers again. So you drafted running backs. Who were your receivers again?
I got Deebo Samuel, Juju Smith-Schuster, Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and Rondell Moore.
Yeah, no, that's not too bad.
No,
so you got Deebo in the 3rd round then, right?
Yeah, I took him with I had the 1st pick, so I just wanted to say I took Deebo Samuels in the 3rd round because I got him at 3.1, so I was pretty happy about that because I love that dude. I traded for him in a dynasty this year. I'm just a big Deebo fan. I think it's going to be smooth sailing for him just based on that Kyle Shanahan offense. And plus with the target shares and the way they get the ball in his hands. I know he didn't want to be a running back. I just think he's going to be a fucking monster. That's not my
You're going to bench him week 1 guy.
What's that?
You're going to bench him week 1.
No, never.
What? You have no faith? We're not going
to. No, I just got to play him. I hope he scores the only points.
Joking.
Fuck it.
No, I don't do. I don't know how many people listen and do that. I mean, I never do that. Listen, the game is a game. If someone's going to go off on the Bears, they go off. You got to, if you're going to sit some stud against your team, then I guess I don't know. You don't want to win fantasy football. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think your team is pretty straight. I mean, this is the thing about the drafts. I mean, your team never looks the same. From when you draft them. I mean, there's always you win the league really making moves, and obviously there's luck too. I mean, people get hurt, and then that shows where you're at and how you could finagle stuff, trades, and pick up.
That's why a big trade guy. As we talk, are you a big trade guy?
Oh, I'm always down to trade.
Okay.
I'm always down. I'm a gambler. I'm always down to trade.
Uh-huh.
Trading is like gambling. You're not getting what the dude did. You're getting what the dude's gonna do. So you're gambling on what's gonna happen. But I was just gonna bring up though. I don't know. People were using the fab for free agents.
Okay.
So I don't know how people in the chat feel about that. I've been clamoring for fab in my league that I used to run for a long time. I think it's the fairest way to do things, and there's strategy to it. To see who's going to save money when towards the end of the year when some big dude goes down.
And you can either kind of reset and try to get someone early because you screwed up your draft and you got a chance to grab someone early on in the waiver wire, and if you're not a guy that likes to trade, that is a way to get a guy. I told you a story the other day about a dude that spent like $190 on Isaiah McKenzie and I forget. Oh, J.K. Dobbins. Someone dropped them because of the injury concern.
And that was in this league.
Yes, I was in our division, actually.
Yeah, that's. I mean, listen. I mean, Isaiah McKenzie, I think, is a great pickup. I think the dude is probably going to be the number 2 in Buffalo when it's all said and done. But I mean, you have what, 300, right?
Yeah,
for the whole year.
Yeah.
So you spent over 50% of your budget on one player who's unproven, and I don't know what his receivers situation is, but I wouldn't have, he made
I was surprised, needless to say,
That's the thing you got to, think about.
Now, when was the first time you did fab, for free agency,
Fab?
Why don't you explain it for the people that, may not do that, granted.
The first time, I don't know, it was definitely years ago because I ran a league. So real quick. So I started playing fantasy football with the great draft Dr. Phil. I know everybody knows I was his neighbor. I grew up with him since I was 3 years old. So he's like a brother of mine. And him and everybody else in our circle started doing fantasy football in 1994. I was 12, and that was when I started. And then I ended up getting the league years later, and I tried to get everybody in on the fab early before it was really a thing. It came out on CBS Sports that it was an option, and the waiver wire, I just think it's just not fair all the time. I think with the fab, it makes it so, if you really need the guy, you're going to spend the money to get the guy to make your team better. You can spend money and stash guys, but that's what happens more with waiver wire. I think people have a chance to grab a guy and they put him on their team and just let him sit on the bench. So, so I don't know. It was years ago.
Yeah.
It was before everybody was on it. That's for sure.
It's definitely the equalizer. Some people hate the waiver wire. They think it kind of cheapens everything. I get it both ways. I understand both sides of that coin. I'm in leagues with both of them.
Fab is free agent auction budget. You're right. Thanks, Sandlin.
I was going to say, Thank you, Mr. Sandlin. No, but I wanted to circle back to the draft, though, Claudio, because there's value in players across the board. Running backs is that, as Chris Gonzalez has busted my stones. Last year, I think there was, I forget the total number of starting RB1s that were injured last year. I used to know it off the top of my head. I do not know now, but the number is in the 20s, I believe. But you need running backs, you in my opinion. And I think that if you're able to get running backs, but you need to find value. And like you said, everybody's hot commodity was Pierce this year. Everybody's reaching for Pierce. You took him in the 6th round. I've seen drafts where he was going in the 10th round. I've seen someone took him in the 4th round. So he's all over the place. And so that speaks to someone's like value. They see a guy, they want to go get him. I'm sorry, but I still think Cordell Patterson is a dude that has that value. He's on a crappy team that's going to have to put up points. They're going to throw the ball. I see him as like a poor man's Deebo Samuel, and it's almost repetitive because last year it's the same thing. They wanted to get the ball in his hands. Granted, they got a new regime there, but they're using him very similarly. He's an ADP. I think he's an RB 30, for example. Which isn't a great thing. But it is if you're trying to get some value towards the end of the draft. I just some guys there that I could think of towards the end, like Devin Singletary is an ADP, an RB 25. I think I'd rather have Cordell Patterson over Devin Singletary, even in that Bills offense. That's me.
Yeah. Well,
I just think, go ahead.
No, I agree. I mean, I think he's obviously a weapon. They used him last year. He blew up. And I think on the land, I think you'll see the rookie there, Tyler Algier. Yep. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I think he's gonna get a lot of carries over there. So I mean, there's obviously still gonna use Patterson. But no, in Buffalo, I agree. Devin Singletary, I think he was never a powerhouse. He didn't score a lot of touchdowns. So I think what's his name there, James Cook, Dalvin Cook's brother, will end up having the most fantasy points on that team as a running back. I think he'll quickly get in there and start, lighting it up. So I agree. I think that is a good move, picking Patterson over Devin. Okay. I have Patterson in one league.
Do you like rookie running backs? I mean, are you high on like the Breece Hall train?
I'm very on all rookies. It's just tough because you don't know, how they're going to transition. So with running backs, I'm more inclined to go with a rookie running back over some rookie receivers. But
let me ask you a couple.
I think Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is going to be the man there. He's going to get a lot of touches, and I think he could be one of the better rookie running backs, of course.
Do you think who would you rather have on your fantasy team? All right, I'm going to give you Travis Etienne, Cam Akers, Breece Hall, or Josh Jacobs?
Etienne.
Okay.
Yeah. Etienne is. I mean, I watched him in college. And I'm like, this dude is on another level. And so we didn't really get to see him too much last year.
Okay.
So I think if he is what he was in college, he has that type of explosive ability. That dude's gonna, make some moves, and they're gonna. Jacksonville.
Expect big things from him, right? I mean, they invested a first-round pick in him, 25th overall. I think, with that injury, it was a kick in the stones. I just think that's going to help Lawrence even more. They do have a few backs now in Jacksonville, and they traded our boy Laviskis. We were hoping maybe he'd end up over in Chicago, but we got enough guys like that. So, I agree with you on ETN. I think that upside is that high risk, high reward. We don't know we're going to get, but I think that Doug Peterson led team is going to have a little bit more discipline. I think he's got a little bit more of a some street cred in the NFL, if you will. And what I mean by that, he's got a Super Bowl ring, he's got a Lombardi, and I think that speaks to trying to get the most out of your players. So I think you're going to see good things for ETN.
I agree. Listen,
what about Cam Akers? I'm hearing a lot of negative. Sorry, real quick, just Cam Akers.
Okay, go ahead.
He's just that guy right below him, like in the rankings. Do you think, I've just heard some negative stuff about him with the he's not that they're not exactly sold on him right now. I think that you're going to see some other backs get some time in LA.
Yeah,
I was just curious if you thought
I agree. I think Darrell Henderson
naysayers are right.
Yeah, I think Darrell Henderson will definitely take carries away from Cam Akers. We'll see. We'll see on Thursday. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think that will be a big, going against the Bills. That's a tough test. So if Darrell Henderson starts balling out, I don't think I think they'll stick with the hot hand. But you spoke about street cred.
Yeah.
And this guy definitely has some street cred. All right, let's bring this dude in. We don't have opens and intros like we do on Keeping It 100. Maybe one day we will. But right now, we'll bring in the man.
Yo.
CK, what up?
I'm going to say yo a little differently. Yo.
Okay. Short and sweet. I got it.
Right.
Like our intro. I don't know if you saw. We didn't get the we don't have the whole intro, the full thing.
It's all good, man. It's going to drop eventually.
Yeah. And I wanted
week one apparently. Week one.
Yeah.
What's going on?
How you guys doing? You feeling good? I'm good. I'm feeling good about this week, man. I'm excited, like genuinely excited.
For your fantasy drafts?
For
your fantasy
man.
teams?
NFL week, baby.
Absolutely. Opening day, 2 days away. You got any guys going Thursday night?
This is Grown Man Christmas. First week.
Yeah, it is. It's like when you ask for something, like the draft is like asking for something for Christmas. But this is Christmas Day. You know what I mean? Like, first week of NFL, you start off and it's like, man, something to look forward to for the next few months.
Yeah. Now, are you a guy, you were in the draft, you were in our division, and so I got a chance to we did a little fantasy trash talking and seeing you do your thing. You're not a big trade guy, huh? You're a waiver wire killer.
See, I call it the man's game. You know what I'm saying?
Explain it. Tell us about it.
So basically, the waiver wire, what you guys call it, some people, like you said, some people don't like that. They don't think it's fair. I feel like it is fair. I feel like you got what you got. Like I messed up on one of my picks, man. I stepped away and got J.K. Dobbins, and I was like, I didn't. If I chose,
it was an auto pick.
Yeah, it was an auto pick, man. And I was like, fuck. Like I got Mixon, my first running back I wanted, but I ended up getting Dobbins, and I was like, what am I gonna do, man? Like he's not gonna be around for the first few weeks. I was like, I'm gonna get rid of him, and I'll bite the bullet on the rest of the year. I know he'll come back. I know he'll come back, but I was like, you know what? This is a part of the man's game. This is the part where you have to do your research. You have to dig in. You have to be active every week.
I mean, it was right after the draft, CK. You did drop the guy right after you drafted him.
Because it wasn't intentional. You know what I mean? I was like, But yeah, so now I got to roll with Davis. What's his name from the Ravens? So now he's starting.
Mike Davis. Yeah.
Mike Davis.
Oh.
So I chose him as the starter. He's a solid starter. And you see me doing more moves than pose after that because, you know.
You really are, man. My fucking phone goes off all the time. I love it.
That's good. That's what you want, though. I mean, that's what you want in fantasy. You want people to be engaged. I can't stand when you're playing and, like, you know, it's week 7, week 8. Some dude's like, you know, 2-5, and he's giving up on his fucking team, and everybody's getting free wins against him. It's like, bro, you know, like, have some pride. You know, at least just put your fucking, you know, lineup in.
Plus, it's for the integrity of the league, too, you know?
Yeah. So I don't think we're going to have that issue in the TTNL league. So
you can come out here and talk shit about them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely talk some shit this year, no doubt about it.
Oh, jeez.
So
fucking shut up.
There he is. So yeah, we got this guy. Let's bring him in. The other co-host. There he is.
What's up, boys? What's up? Hey, what's up, CK?
What's going on,
Bill Swarsky?
The Bears.
What's up, Bears? What's up, Claude?
What's up, big guy?
What up, bro?
I'm like in the sweat here, running back, trying to get here for the show.
I know. It's all good. So I don't know. You missed the drama. So we don't have that intro loaded up.
I see Cherie though. Hi, Cherie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
So.
We had a nice open. What Claudio's trying to say, Ivan, is we had a little bit of a short intro, which is totally fine. And,
you did the short intro.
We got to bust the balls. Come on. Yeah. All right.
Oh, it wasn't loaded up?
No.
But we're talking fantasy
we'll
football.
Do it. We'll do it week 1. I just
bringing the show to a screeching halt here. You know.
It's all right. I mean,
it's all good.
It's all
good to see you, my guy. Look at that.
You guys.
You were coming from a fantasy draft?
No, I was actually coming from Arlington Heights. I had some shit to do out there, and then
digging holes.
It did not.
You're mapping out the fucking the streets and shit.
I did. I measured out. I measured out where I was going to stay. I measured out a empty lot for a new home. But no, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know about you guys. Like, let's get into some fantasy talk because I'm ready for that.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Good to have you on, bro.
Yeah, it's great.
Let's also. Let's if we're gonna talk. I mean, we got to bring in the lady of TTNL. There she is. I appreciate we appreciate you guys coming on. What's up, Cherie?
Hi.
How you feeling?
Hi, Cherie.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You happy with your draft?
Yeah. Of course, you know, there's always that little bit like, oh man, I could have got this person or that person, but overall, I think I got a pretty solid team.
Yeah, your team is a banger.
I'm good.
Yeah. I'm upset, and then I see Chris Sandlin in there. I'm not particularly happy with what happened, how it played out. Chris Sandlin, you're just stealing all my ideas at the end. Like, just every single time I was like, okay, my guy's coming around the bend. There's Chris Sandlin plucking him out of
my
life.
What were some of those players?
That was it. I mean, it was a great draft. I mean, well, there was just a couple players that I didn't want. I wanted to go ahead and double up on the Patriots running backs because they have that running back by committee. I wanted to go Harris and Rodemeyer Smith, or not Smith, Stevenson. Yeah,
Stevenson.
So I wanted to go with Stevenson and Harris, and it just didn't work out that way. And then there was just a couple of reaches at wide receiver that I ended up taking instead, and it just didn't set my side. I didn't like it. I didn't like the back end of the draft.
Okay. You had a decent team. Josh Allen, Breece Hall, Elijah Mitchell, Devontae Adams, Gabe Davis, Darren Waller.
Yeah, like I was looking for that value at the back end, and it's just like I said, they were just getting plucked out right in front of me. Like either it was right before me or you know, in the snake draft, or coming on the back end with Chris taking somebody who's always getting plucked right before I could get him. So it is what it is.
I like your Michael Gallup pick. When did you draft him?
Which one?
Michael Gallup. I think he's going to end up being good when he comes back.
Michael Gallup was towards the bottom, and I drafted him just because of the injury. Like, I didn't draft him because of the injury. I drafted him because I felt like everybody was going to kind of sleep on him because of his injury and him coming back. And he's not going to start week 1, but he will be ready for week 2. So I'm looking forward to maybe him surprising people, maybe being a little bit ahead of schedule with that knee, and hopefully, you know, racks up some yards for me, and then I could go ahead and implement him into the starting lineup. But as of right now, he ain't cracking it. Nobody on my bench is really gonna do anything unless I have a bye. Like that. That's why I said like I was frustrated with the back
So
end.
depth is not your thing.
Depth escaped me. That's what depth did. Depth escaped me.
Well, you did all right, man. If you got Josh Allen with, like Claudio said, with those 6-point TDs, I guess you're gonna just score a shit ton of points.
Yeah.
No, but Cherie, we talked about the draft. You had a pretty good draft. You actually had a great draft.
Thank you.
Did you? In my opinion, anyway, I saw your team and I was like, "Holy shit, the fucking monster!" It was almost like the perfect draft. You know, was there someone that you really wanted that you couldn't get though? I mean, not necessarily a bear, but like, was there a player you had him penciled in on your draft that you're high on, and which would speak to you being high on him going into week 1, scoring some points for fantasy?
Yeah, I really, and it wasn't so much that I couldn't get them. I just force a habit. First round, I always go running back, but because I was later I was like the 10th pick. I should have got Chase. I should have went for Jamar Chase. I really wish I would have got him instead of Swift, which is who I did end up picking. But yeah, I think he's gonna be a monster this season. I think Cincinnati got something to prove. So yeah.
Okay.
So you took Swift over Chase. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Claudio.
So you're on the Hard Knocks high. You're watching Hard Knocks a little too much.
I don't even watch the show.
Oh, no.
No, I don't care about the drama of the team, other teams besides the Bears. So yeah,
I think you're all right. Swift's gonna have a good year. I think.
No,
I think
I-
in that
I'm just
offense,
messing your- I'm
he's
just
gonna get the ball in his hands. As long as he's catching the rock in a PPR league, he's a fantasy monster.
yeah.
You know, Jamal Williams is a rah-rah guy.
I thought about it's another one. Second round, when it came right back around, I went Kamara, and I kind of wish I would have snatched up Aaron Jones. So
Yeah. Sadly,
It's a tough one.
I think Aaron Jones will have a monster year.
oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's going to be he's going to put up some good numbers for the running back. So
Yeah, running backs went off quick. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like for me, the position that I felt like was just abundant was wide receiver, and it was just
deep.
I mean, there was a lot
Deep.
of value from middle to end. Like you know, as soon as there's a lot of rookies that are gonna make impacts. I picked up what's it? Oh my god, I forget. Watson from the Packers.
Christian Watson.
Watson. He's probably going to take some time to get going here, but a guy like that, you know, with that, you don't know if Alan Lazard is going to be the guy. You know, I mean, I know it's Aaron Rodgers and all, but you don't know if he's going to be the guy. I don't know. You don't know if Dobbs is going to be the guy. I think you'll find out who that number one target for Aaron Rodgers is going to be a little later on. But if he can get healthy,
who's the other receiver? I
Dobbs.
saw it. No, I saw it today. He's not a rookie. There's another dude on there. I was like, whoa, he's on the Sammy Watkins is on there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Watkins.
right, Sammy Watkins.
I
Yeah,
was
Sammy
like, holy
Watkins.
shit.
I think,
And don't forget about Cobb. Cobb's still
Cobb.
there.
and Cobb. Yeah, I think you get these guys going.
These guys don't have fantasy relevance though. Those guys suck.
There's some reliable receivers, but as far as a big play, I think you could get Christian Watson healthy. I think Christian Watson later on in the year will do something for you.
Yeah.
Good
I think
dynasty
Dobbs is gonna emerge. That dude has he looks like he has that size and that type of guy that that Rodgers is gonna go to a lot. You know, I think I don't know. He showed some flashes in the preseason, you know, making some good catches. So
yeah,
I think Romeo might be the guy to get there. So
he had a good camp. You know,
He
I
did.
mean, Rodgers likes him. You know, so and if Rodgers likes you, apparently that's a good thing. Maybe he does ayahuasca. I don't know, but you know, they can kumbaya together in the end zone, just not against Chicago, right?
yeah.
But Claudio, I think you could be right. Romeo Dobbs could be the dude, man. He could be a good guy over there, and Watson too, man. I think that, like you said, Rodgers can make any receiver kind of do his thing, or make him look like they're a little bit better than they are. I hope that doesn't work out for Devontae Adams because I drafted him in a couple leagues, so I'm hoping that carries on over. But, in that fucking Vegas offense, hopefully that, Josh McDaniels, as long as he's not a running back, right?
yeah,
Same thing two committees said over there. They're going to go a couple guys over in Las Vegas. Zaire Smith and Josh Jacobs. Do you agree with that?
That they're gonna go tandem.
Yeah, do you think you see Jacobs not? I mean, he was playing like the second or third quarter in that one preseason game, and they're like, "Oh, he's on the outs with McDaniels." You know.
Well, I mean, Josh Jacobs has been a guy who's been underachieving since he's gotten here. I mean, we talked about a couple Alabama guys that they drafted underachieving. Jacobs and Leatherwood, and you saw how Leatherwood got removed from the equation. So I mean, Jacobs, he looks like he has the talent. I mean, he has the physique. He has the running strength, but he's just not there. Like, it's just the playmaking, the big playmaking ability. I think sometimes he gets caught up in the hole too much. Like he might run himself into trouble more than show his patience and wait for the hole to create itself. But I think Josh Jacobs could have a great year in the red zone. Because like I said, he does have strength. He does have power. You can use him as a bull and go ahead and get those tough yards. There's still a lot of value with Josh Jacobs. I just don't – he's not the number one guy alone.
Okay. Yeah. RB24 right now. It's something. He had 872 yards last year, 9 touchdowns. So, I mean, he was hurt. I think he hurt his knee at one point. I remember I had him on one of my squads last year. So he did miss some time. I mean, he did rush for over 1,000 yards the 2 previous years. 12 touchdowns in 2020. So, I mean, he definitely can, to your point, he can find the end zone, Ivan. But I was just curious. All this stuff's happening now as the season's just about to start. So you're hearing all these rumors, like they finally named Mitch the starter in Pittsburgh, but then you're hearing like that video of J.K. Dobbins at practice, and he's limping everywhere, and he looks like so. And then he says he's fine, so it's like you don't know what to believe, where to go. So you really kind of need to do your research and try to find people you like that you're going to want to support and back, and try to win some matchups. But are there any wide receivers that you guys see being bust going out this year? I don't know, I just threw that out there, but we talked about drafts and people that we wish we could have gotten, but are there people that we drafted that were
I wouldn't say he's going to be a bust. I don't think he's going to have a horrible year, but I don't think – I don't know. I guess Tyreek Hill, I don't know if he's going to succeed as much as he did on the Chiefs. I mean, he's going to put up point. Of course he's going to be a good receiver, but like where he was drafted, his average draft position, I don't know if he's going to hit those numbers. That's just what pops out of me without really sitting and thinking about it. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think about, you got any other guys you guys think?
Tyreek Hill could be one of them. Another one is a guy I drafted, Devontae Adams. We talk about, the Raiders look like they're getting better. It looks like they have an idea and they're developing, or they're bringing in good talent, but you just never know. I know there's a connection between him and Carr. Obviously, they played at Fresno State together, but you just never know what a change of scenery could do. It could be the difference in a player, getting to that next level. Maybe it's going to take some time. Maybe it's not going to be all roses like you think. So I think Devontae Adams might be a guy. Maybe not a huge setback, but I could see less production than you've gotten out of him before.
I know
that top 10 pick or top 12 pick. You feel like that's definitely not worth it. Do you see him in the top 12? So you think that's definitely overvalue at that spot?
No. I just think that he can. If the Raiders don't have success, if the Raiders are struggling early to find out what they want to do, because it is a new offense, I think Devontae Adams might be taking, or his stats might be taking a backseat a little bit because that offense needs time to get some rhythm, to get some, understand. He still has to develop more of a connection with Carr. I mean, I know that college is college, but they've been gone for how many years now? So like I said, I think with the Raiders, it might take a little time, and that might be the reason why his numbers are probably a little less than
his projections are definitely much less. I mean, last year he was did he catch 123 balls for just over 1,500 yards, had 11 touchdowns. His projections right now in a PPR, I want to see just under 300 points, 9 touchdowns, 7 catches, and just over 1,300 yards. So they definitely, the so-called experts see him underperforming with a new quarterback. To speak to just to your point, Ivan. So your new offense, growing pains, all that kind of shit. So you may not get that value in that top 15 pick, especially with a guy that it could. Some people feel he's wide receiver 1. Some people think he's like a wide receiver 10. I don't know.
Know
cool.
it made me
cool
want to get. It made me want to get Renfro though. I know it's going to be a plus for him.
I like Renfro.
He's going to get some space because of him. All because of just him being out on the field. Renfro's going to get touches, you know.
Yeah, Renfro's nice.
Well, and he was last year without him.
Yep.
I mean, Renfro was the dude. Yeah, the dude. You know, he was definitely who Carr was looking for those first downs and those tough
Got him
catches.
paid too. Got to thank Carr for that. Got him paid.
Yep.
And that's one of the ones that I regret not now thinking of that scenario. I should have been more on him because of that scenario. You know what I mean? I regret not getting him as a flex.
I'm curious. Yeah, he had such a good year. It's almost like did he hit his peak yet last year? And is this year going to be, or is it, he's going to thrive in this new offense? Is he going to be the guy? Because if they say that Devontae Adams' production goes down, does that mean that someone else's production is automatically going to go up? And does that mean Hunter Renfro's that guy? Or is it one of the running backs that we just talked about? I mean, we don't know. New head coach for the team.
Waller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you got
Waller,
one.
yeah.
How do you fuck you forget him?
Yeah,
Thank you, cool.
Waller,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah. I don't even. Do you think over under on balls caught by Hunter Renfro? I'll give a little receipt thing here. Do you think he catches 90 balls this year? He caught 103 last year.
85.
Yeah, I think under.
I'm gonna say under.
Okay.
85.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to be reliable. I mean, he's going to be valuable in fantasy leagues, no doubt. But just like Devontae, I think he takes a little, and it might be because you're adding weapons. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of a dip, and then on top of getting used to each other on offense, you're changing a lot of people on that offensive line. So
yeah. So. I don't know. What you guys want to? Stick around? Cool, Kennedy and Cherie. You guys want to stick around for a little longer? You got time?
I got time.
You got some time? All right. Good. Jackal, did you want to bring up anything else about the league? You guys want to take some questions from the chat? We got some questions.
Well, I'd like to. We could do questions. What is it? Where are we at here? We're at 42 minutes. I mean, do you guys want to talk about? Is there any matchups week 1 where there's guys you don't like their matchups, or is there anybody that you really like week 1, and then we can give some people some advice, going in, there's a lot of stuff going on. Yes, whether it's sleepers or a start and sit or something, all 5 of us up here, don't be shy. There's not necessarily any order. Is there any? Yeah, here we go.
Marcos Valdez, week 1, half PPR, Waddle, Gabe Davis, Michael Thomas, or Allen Robinson. Pick one. So out of those 4, what guy are you starting come week 1?
I mean, that's tough. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm trying to think who the Saints are going against. I think they're going against who the Saints going against.
The Saints are going against the Falcons.
Falcons. Yeah, I would go Mike Thomas, honestly.
Thomas.
Yeah, I think Thomas, if he's healthy and he's in there, that offense, that's another offense I think is going to blow up this year. Honestly, I think the Saints offense is a good fantasy offense.
Healthy Jameis? Absolutely.
Yeah, Jameis,
absolutely.
He throws picks, but he throws touchdowns.
Not last year.
Since that LASIK, since he got the LASIK, he hasn't been throwing picks. It was just unfortunate because he was having the best.
He threw 3 interceptions.
I know you're laughing, Cherie, but it's for real. Like it's for real. Since he got his eyes corrected, he's been great. It's just unfortunate he got hurt.
Yeah,
they run a slow offense with Jameis. That's the only thing. It's like they're one of the, they run like the least amount of plays when Jameis is behind center. So that just means less fantasy opportunities for other people. But at the same time, I think the stars still get their due. I think Jameis, he was pretty good last year until he blew his knee out. I mean, he had 14 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. I mean, shit, they're thinking I could see him having a really good year. To Claudio's point, I think he's a guy that could lead that team. New head coach. They're trying to do something new over there. Got Kamara, who looks like he's going to play the whole year and be suspended for next year. So, he may actually be there all season. And a healthy Mike Thomas to go with Chris Olave over there. I think, you could see, to your point about rookie wide receivers, CK, you could see, big things out of those dudes. And that's why their ADPs are where they're at, I win Thomas in most of my leagues. I think I like him this year. Slant God is going to catch a lot of balls, in my opinion.
See, and I was debating whether to start Olave or Tolbert, because homeboy from Dallas isn't playing.
Yeah, Tolbert, he hasn't looked all that good in preseason, but neither did Jamar Chase. So that doesn't. I mean, I literally traded Jamar Chase last year after the last preseason game because I was like, I can't believe I ended up with Kamara in the deal, but at the same time, I needed a running back and I panicked. And in hindsight, I kind of regret it now. I'd rather have Jamar Chase, but yeah, I just that's a good one, Claudio, with Jameis Winston. Shit. It could be a fantasy monster. New Orleans could be a team that actually puts out some serious. I mean, I don't know.
Taysom Hill at tight end. I didn't know they switched him. He's starting.
Oh,
tight end.
Really? They put him at tight end now?
Starting tight end.
Wow.
Wait, so you could pick him up in fantasy as a tight end?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
I didn't even know that.
What if they switch him? What if he plays some Q? What if somebody?
Well, that's the thing. But that's the thing. If he's at tight end,
Taysom Hill's a T43. I don't know if
Wow.
I don't know how much fantasy points he's going to get us, but I see who's the other tight end they have over? Aren't there two tight ends? Why can't I think of the guy's name? Or is Taysom Hill their starter? I thought they had
starter. They have another guy, but Taysom is a starter, and I see him red zoning, man. I see him
tight end. He's big enough to block some of those linebackers and stuff.
Lost all that weight. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
So
it's they have where's his name? Adam Troutman.
Okay.
Adam Troutman's number 1. Taysom Hill's number 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So on the sleeper app, it said Taysom Hill number 1. So they're not updating. They're not updating.
I don't know. This is just the New Orleans Saints website, but I don't know. They could have just. This could be some. I mean, this could be an old one. They probably not. I don't know if they updated it or not. But Taysom Hill's a tight end now. That's for sure.
They paid him too. They paid him some money last year, didn't they?
Well, they gave him that non-guaranteed 4-year, $160 million contract. It was $40 million a year, and then they, it's all fake money or whatever. It's all cash over cap or whatever. But anyway,
I'm assuming this is for the flex spot.
Yeah.
So Amon-Ra, St. Brown, or Gibson at running back. So St. Brown. Who the Lions playing?
I'm not a big Gibson fan. I like St. Brown.
Yeah, I would have taken St. Brown.
Lions are playing the Eagles, and the Commanders are playing the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with St. Brown. I think the Jaguars defense is gonna have a rejuvenated season. I don't know how well the offense is gonna play, but I think that defense might be a little too much for Gibson that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go the other way. I go with Gibson. I mean, he's on my team, so I have to start him. So I'm gonna definitely pick him now. No, I think Ahmad will have a good game too, decent game. But at the end of the day, I think Gibson's gonna get obviously most of the touches without the other dude there, Brian Robinson, right? Unfortunately got shot. So hopefully, but he will.
They're talking about he's going to be back sooner rather than later.
Week 5 or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
News, man.
Yeah.
But I think he'll. I think Gibson will get a lot of touches over there. But the Redskins' offense is always tough too. So
you don't trust the quarterback.
Wentz.
Yeah, Wentz. I'm not a fan of Wentz. Definitely not.
Sprained
So hopefully they'll be handling the ball. Yeah. So I'll go with Rob. What do you guys think?
Protecting him, you know that.
No.
Yeah. Leno. What do you mean? They got the PFS graded on 12th or something.
They're funny.
What about you guys? Sheree and Rashad, you guys want
Brown?
Yeah.
I have no faith in the Commanders' offense.
So who was playing the Jaguars?
The Jaguars are playing the Commanders.
The Commanders.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gibson's going against the Jaguars.
I'm gonna say St. Brown.
And Amon St. Brown's going against the Eagles.
Yeah. I like St. Brown.
Yeah.
I like St. Brown. He's their wide receiver 1. He's poised for a breakout, man. I just think he's somebody that I don't know. I bought in last year. I think he's a guy that it could make that jump. And if they're going to get old buddy from Alabama back at some point this year over in Detroit, he could even have a bigger year once they get somebody else they got to kind of focus on defense. I think we all kind of, except for Claudio, and I get it because you drafted him, but like the Commanders, no one really likes, man.
No, I didn't say because of that. Really,
No,
they're
going to have to lean on the run, though. They're going to have to lean on the run.
And so I just think Gibson's going to get a lot of touches, and we'll probably end up with some more points. But I mean, Amon Brown is nasty. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys did watch Hard Knocks, but I mean, they had that piece with him and EQ and his dad, and I mean that their father is like, he's breeding some fucking winners. So I think EQ on our
he's a Lamar Ball of the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody was doubting him. Everybody was doubting
tolerable one, but
So no, I think Amon's a good guy too. No hate on him.
I like this question though, right here. Battle of injured running backs. Who you taking?
You know who I dropped?
Nobody. Who's on your bench? Who else can you start?
I want to go Sanders.
No.
He practiced last week. He's back. So I mean,
Sanders by default.
Yeah, I think
Kenneth Gainwell hurt his production a little bit. They're projecting him to do some stuff, try to get the ball in his hands. He was like one of the most productive fantasy running backs with average. When you average out his touches and production, he was like one of the top rated running backs. I was like, Jesus Christ, where do people pull these fucking stats out of? But yeah, there's I don't know.
Scott?
I like
Scott sitting behind him.
Not Bart Scott. What's that?
It's like a B.
Boston Scott. Yeah.
Boston Scott.
I mean, he had his moments last year, but I think if Sanders is ready, I feel like it's going to be the Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell show with Scott getting some touches here and there. I don't see Sermon touching the field at all this year, in my opinion.
I think he's a flyer type of guy. Take a flyer on him, and if he could produce,
is he on their practice squad?
I'll have to take a look. But
I'm pretty sure Trey Sermon's on their practice squad.
Yeah, but like I said, if he ends up being something that they could use, I mean, later on in the season. But right now, no, I wouldn't expect him to see any part of the field.
Yeah. Well, on the Eagles, don't forget AJ Brown's going to change that offense. I mean, I think AJ Brown's going to really
fucking Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to move away from Sanders, relying on him for stuff. So I would definitely go Dobbins.
The Eagles claimed Sermon off of waivers.
Yeah, he's on their practice squad. He's on the practice squad.
Would they claim him and just to put him on a practice squad?
Yeah, just like the Bears do with all the guys that it's like you got it now. It's an extension, and to Ivan's point, you get him, and he's a dude that could probably, if you see something you like, he may actually make a move to the 53.
Yeah.
So we'll keep going with the questions. This is a good one here. Hey guys, would like your opinion. Would you put in flex PPR start 3 wide receivers, assuming Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and Mike Williams are no brainers? The flex should be Jerry Jeudy, David Montgomery, Renfro, Kareem Hunt, or Boyd. So
how many teams in your league?
One. Yeah. So it's a league of 4. The league of 4. So Jeudy, Montgomery, Renfro, Hunt, or Boyd. One out of those 5.
Jerry Jeudy.
I'm leaning towards Jerry Jeudy.
Mr. Unlimited. Broncos, let's ride.
They play the Seahawks, and the Seahawks we've just gotten a little bit of taste of. I don't think that their defense is anything to be scared of. So,
yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, it's him or Demo for me out of those 5 who you would go with. Yeah, considering the matchup, I would normally go with Montgomery, but I think the matchup for Jeudy is good, and I think another team with Russell Wilson has some weapons now, and I mean you saw what he did with Seattle weapons, so that might be another good offense. That whole AFC West is just stacked. I mean, you got a whole fantasy squad in that one fucking division. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely go Jerry Jeudy too.
Yeah,
I think that's a good one. He's healthy again. I think he's back. He's practicing. Like you said, you got Russell Wilson there, and he did it with no weapons. I mean, he had DK and Tyler Lockett and Chris Carson, and Rashad Penny. I mean, he had dudes, but they just didn't win. If they were down, they had to throw and had to score. So I mean, he definitely was. But I think with Denver, with that skill team, that skill set, that skill group, I like Judy out of those guys. Claudio, you're right. Yeah, I agree with all you guys.
Nice.
Kumbaya,
Kumbaya, we all agree.
Yeah, look at that. No arguing. It's beautiful.
Oh, there will be some.
No, just now. It's a beautiful moment.
There will be some. When I start bringing up all the times at the 6 points,
it is
won me a league, won me games.
Do you like Justin Fields as a fantasy option right now?
He's my backup on the Bill Swarsky's team. It's all Bears.
Yeah,
that's what you drafting like Vincent.
No, I did. Actually, what's funny? So I had an auction draft on Saturday, the night we played the Browns, right? And everybody was looking great. And so I was drafting, watching the game, and I ended up with Fields, Montgomery, Komet, and Mooney all on my team. I'm like, give them to me.
Well, I hope
but in the auction draft,
bye week.
Like if you did it by starters, if you went by team, like if you're drafting teams, like the Bears are the sleepers, man. Like they're the ones that are going to be drafted low, but they're going to have a high upside, man.
I mean, shit, Komet's already ranking out like top 10 tight ends. He's already up there. Speaking, Mooney too. I heard was it Matthew Berry today was talking about Mooney as a guy to really watch out for. They expect big things from him. But then I've also heard other people don't draft Mooney because of the offensive line situation and their quarterback situation. So it's like, do your research, find out who you like, and make a decision. Just be informed, and that's part of the reason why I want you to listen here to Keepin It Fantasy, because we will talk fantasy, we'll talk shop, we'll have numbers to back it up. Just so you guys are clear. But I agree. Justin Fields this year could end up being that guy that is a top. He could be like that Jalen Hurts. I honestly think that sleeper is real with him, and he said it. Everyone's counting us out. That's fine. Let him keep doing that.
Yeah, you see what Mooney said? He said he was like, can't wait to do this stuff for real because they've only been playing so many plays in preseason. They haven't obviously opened up the book. So
what's realistic? What's realistic touchdown wise though for Justin? Right, and
total
both,
season,
passing
season?
and running, passing and total. His total for the season, passing and running. I'm going to go for passing. I think the cap is 20 passing and then running 7. And I'm not, and just because you have better communication, you have better coaching, it looks like you have an idea what you want to be out there on the football field. I think you're going to see a lot more guys open for Justin downfield. I mean, it's going to be a run-first team, don't get me wrong, but I think Justin could get 20 touchdowns. You got Cole Kmet, like we were talking about, ready to emerge. You've added a bunch of weapons, so I think those red zone woes that Nagy's offense, those red zone woes. The what?
I said the weapons. I mean, we talking Pringle, and those are the weapons.
Well, you have.
Fantasy wise, he doesn't have any weapons.
Listen, I don't want to hear. Listen, I've been hearing this all fucking summer that they're not putting shit around Fields.
It's a fantasy
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, dude, we have some weapons. Bears have some weapons. More than the Patriots, right? Way more than the Patriots, right? Way more than the Jets. I mean, a lot of these teams with these second-year quarterbacks.
Like the Jets are a standard, though.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, everybody's trying to say this, that we don't have some guys. I mean, Mooney.
You have weapons in the red zone that could do it.
Yeah,
like that's what I said. When it comes down to getting into the red zone, and you're not going to have fucking Matt Nagy to deal with, and that's going to call stupid plays in the red zone. You're going to see a lot more opportunities.
That was the narrative of all last year. You get to the red zone, and then it's silly shit.
Yeah,
man, silly shit. Like, come on.
Someone's echoing.
I think Fields will have at least 24 passing and probably about 4 or 5 rushing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the level with Ivan. I think around 20 is going to be good because I think we're going to run the rock a lot. Montgomery's going to have a huge year. So yeah, I would go not to be the same as Ivan. I think I'd say a little bit more. I'll say 23 and 6 rushing touchdowns. But
You think he could throw 2 touchdowns a game on average?
I was thinking, could he hit 34?
Definitely.
But
So that's
I
I mean, I'm thinking he's going to be late. Like, he could be 28, 29. I mean, I forget the average, but, we talked about it last show where we went over the quarter when we were talking about the points, Claudio, and you talked about the quarterbacks that were high end in terms of quarterback totals for touchdowns versus like the bottom tier, right? And we were looking at those like 24, 25 total guys. I think Justin could be in that top 10. And that's just based on a couple different things. If the Bears aren't winning games, I mean, they're going to have to throw the ball, right? So, but that also means he's going to have to do a lot more. I pray he doesn't get hurt. But, I could see him having a really big statistical year. If the Bears are bad, that only helps fantasy, I think, because they're going to have to try to score, So I am actually on the higher side. I think like almost 30 touchdowns, and he might even, he could rush for another 7, 5-7 touchdowns. I mean, that'd be fucking awesome for our quarterback, Fantasy speaking, that's even better, so.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a guy that because with quarterbacks, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, unless you have one of the top tier guys, I mean, a lot of weeks the matchups aren't good for your top guy, and you want to stream a guy, and Fields is one of those guys that will have some matchups where he'll be able to put up more points than an Aaron Rodgers or somebody else. So
I got Fields in the 14th round yesterday in a draft.
Yeah,
my backup, I was pretty happy. I got Derek Carr in the 12th, and 12 and 14. I was pretty impressed. I was happy with that.
Carr the 12th is surprising.
Yeah, that's
even last year.
I ran to the podium on that, man. I could not look. I was like,
he was up there.
Hit the button.
Yeah.
No way he's over 4,000 yards though.
Not this season.
Justin?
I think
Justin
he
Fields?
there.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Total? Oh, passing? No.
Yeah, Sherry's right. The talent is there, yeah, but not this. No.
Give him some more. Give him another receiver. Give him someone special next year. I think you could see some fucking dynamic things out of this young man. I mean, I'd like to hang my hat on, what was it, Andy Reid, the next great quarterback, right? Bruce Arians? That's some fucking fat dude.
Bruce Arians.
Damn. Got harsh all of a sudden.
I know, right?
Sorry, I take it back.
Yeah,
Super Bowl champion fat dude.
He's just paying. Yeah, so thank you. There you go. Got to give credit where credit's due. And he also said our quarterback is the next fucking, the next thing, the next great QB in the league. So I kind of want to. I can't talk shit about that man. So with that being said, I take it back.
Okay, Chris. One more. Chris Valus.
Yeah, let's get into Valus and then we'll.
So Valus, I don't think is going to be. It's same as like some of the rookie wide receiver, like a Christian Watson. You're not going to see as much production at the beginning as you will see towards the middle and the end. And plus, right now, I think he's. What is he, number 2? Or he's definitely
3.
number. He's on the second team. I know that for sure. He's a punt returner.
EQ, they just put it out. EQ and Mooney are 1 and 2.
Right. I was trying to figure. He's definitely the second team.
Pringle and Valus is.
But you're only going to have him for punt returns, like guaranteed. Maybe he gets out there early in the season here and there, but I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, but I wouldn't put any value on Valus until later in the year where he proves himself as a receiver.
I don't think he's relevant this year at all.
Yeah, if you're talking about week 1.
Wise, I feel like the Bears, Mooney is the pick as far as Bears fantasy wise.
I also think Mooney's going to have a monster week 1. I think he's a guy that could outperform his projections. I just think, to Claudio's point, he's fucking our guy. Hold on. Yeah, thank you. That was fucking horrible. He is the Bears guy. He is the Bears guy. He's our number wide receiver 1. Wow, that was horrible.
That is my main goal on this show, is to have less drops than Jackal.
Let's just have no drops. Can we just have no drops?
Shane already caught that.
He's already going.
Shane is in
fucking A. God damn it.
Shane's licking his jaw. He's like, okay.
There was a comma in between the 2 words. I just kind of slurred it all together. Whatever. All right. Blame it on the alcohol.
So with that being said, though, who has a better day, Debo or Mooney?
Great question. I like that. Okay. Yeah. That's a great question.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Debo. I'm gonna go Debo. Yeah, I think he will, because I feel like our offense, new offense is going to be spread around a little more than the 49ers.
Yeah, well, Debo is, he's the main guy in that offense.
Well,
and
yeah.
Mooney is definitely great. We all know I love Mooney, but I'm thinking from what it looks like, we're going to be running the ball a lot more than we did last year. So, you got Debo going to be getting runs, passes. Yeah, I mean, I think Debo will have more points than Mooney.
Yeah, Bears lost too many things on defense right now. I think I just think they don't know what they have yet. Really, games haven't counted. I think it's going to be. I think Debo is the guy that's going to benefit from the situation the most. But I think Mooney. I would not be surprised though if we came back next week and we were like, oh shit, man, Mooney fucking had 12 catches for 180 yards and a dud. I don't know.
You guys make a good point, but I lean against it. I feel like Mooney could have a better game, and the reason I say that is I watched the last year's game. I looked at a lot of those big plays that Debo had. There was a lot of lacking on defense. There was a lot of not hustling. With that big fucking pass he had against Vildor is right with him. He's behind him. Pause. But he just doesn't fucking punch. Like it's an uncontested catch. That it's a big play by Debo, but he just doesn't put his hand in there. I feel like the philosophy is different. I feel like they're getting at the ball. I feel like that's gonna be the fucking difference, and that's just me. But I feel like he's gonna get stopped a lot more because of the mentality change, the paradigm shift.
No, it's a great point.
That's fair.
It's a great point, and I mean, I hope I'm wrong. And Mooney balls out, and we stop. I mean, Anthony said, Anthony right here, he's like, hell no, I have no faith in Trey Lance. I agree. I mean, I think we will. Like I think I said this on Keepin' 100. I think we will get to him. Our defense will get to Lance, and it's an unknown though. Is he gonna get flustered and start fucking up, or is he gonna roll out and get Debo that ball? We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. You know that I love Mooney. It's my man.
Clip that too.
I love. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, clip that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna go with Darnell Mooney. I'm just gonna go with Darnell Mooney.
Nice. Right.
There you go. All right. Well, shit, guys. What do you want to do? You guys want to, wrap things up here on our first episode here? We're trying to keep it short and sweet. We didn't, we're going to bring it to you. We wanted to talk fantasy football, TTNL fantasy, keeping it 100, or keeping it fantasy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because next week we'll have obviously the whole slate of games to be able to dissect and go over and talk about. So that's going to be.
I agree with that comment too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys are drafting defenses, absolutely. Well,
I think I think halfway through the year it'll be the defense you might want on the team. I think we're talking a lot about the Bears, but I think what they did in the preseason to me was impressive because you got the most turnover in the whole league, right? The most new players on our roster. You got a new offense, new defense. You got everything new. And for them to play the way they played, even though it's preseason, but to them to gel and play with, how many, they had 4 or 5 penalties the whole preseason or something like that. That was impressive to me. So I think the defense is only going to get better. So, I don't know.
Well, before we wrap, you guys want to give us predictions on who wins Thursday? Game 1?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead, guys.
Rams.
Go ahead, CK.
Wait a minute. Rams are playing the
Rams
Bills.
or Bills, yeah.
The Bills, yeah.
Bills.
Oh, no, AB.
Bills. They want to take it. They want to take it from the champs. Bills.
I'm going Bills.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bills.
Stephon Diggs fan, so.
I'm going to go Bills. So
I think the Bills put it on them. I think the Bills may smack them around a little bit. I like Von Miller's coming in to close games for them. I just like how the Bills built that roster, man. They lost coaches and they still seem to just put a new wheel and put a cog in the fucking machine and let's go to work, man. The Bills could be fun to watch this year, fantasy-wise, as well as just on Sundays.
I hope he is Cars, man, because he's my quarterback.
Blake Bortles.
Smoking
Yes.
7 cigs Thursday night. That's what Blake Bortles is doing.
Listen, there's always that week one wonder, I call him, right? There's always a guy that just blows up and then does nothing else the rest of the fucking year. But everybody's getting him on. You're gonna have somebody in the league spending $100 on some dude.
That sounds like a segment.
What's that? The week one wonder or the week whatever wonder?
Week whatever wonder.
Yeah, that's
Who was
not
it?
bad.
Who was it?
We got some segment names going.
Yeah, we got some stuff coming. We got a bunch in the cooker.
We gotta get the intro to just set the tone for our intros, and we gotta get that. We're gonna get that next week. You guys are gonna love it because Cool Kennedy with the music, Ivan with the intro video is awesome. I mean, you guys did a great job.
We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it out. So.
Oh, okay. All right, then we're gonna play it out. I thought we would. Oh, you got it up there. All right. So let's do that. That's good.
Ivan with the fire ass graphics, man. Funny as hell.
Yeah.
You guys good? Everybody want to say
Jeffrey,
goodbye?
you didn't get your prediction.
Huh?
You didn't
No, they
say-
said the Bills.
Yeah,
Everybody said the
I
Bills,
think
but me.
I think the Bills are going to kill him. I
I'm
think
the
the Bills
only
are going
one.
to beat him up.
Oh, you're going
Yeah.
Rams. Oh, poor Claudio.
Yeah, I'm the
You
only
man
one who
out.
went Rams.
Like
home,
35-10.
The Super Bowl champs at home. I don't know.
I heard y'all talking about it before I joined. I am not a trader, so
Okay.
No trade offers for me.
Oh no, you don't trade. You don't do trades.
No, I am strictly a waiver wire person.
Women's game. That's how it is.
Stop, CK.
That's how it is.
We need some drops. We need to get some drops for this show. We need some different drops. Some funny drops. We'll get them. We'll get them.
Whoa.
So,
Dead air.
I thought you were playing a drop. I thought you were coming in with the. So hey, Ivan, you ready? We'll close it out. But hey, thank you for joining us tonight, guys. We do appreciate everyone. Thank you so much.
This is fun.
It's really great to see the friendly faces, here on a Tuesday night.
Show rocks.
Yeah.
So let's play it out, Ivan.
Thank you, guys. All the listeners that did check
premiere.
it out. As we iron all this out, we're getting to you. We will see you next Tuesday with plenty to talk about as CK's debut. Keepin It Fantasy, intro, round 2.
Video by Ivan.
What's your fantasy? What's your fantasy? Keepin' it fantasy. What's your football fantasy? What's your fantasy? Keepin' it fantasy. What's your football fantasy? Keepin' it fantasy. What's your football fantasy? What's your fantasy? Keepin' it fantasy. What's your football fantasy? You come home after a long day. You need football in your life the TTNL way. You tap on your phone after fantasy play. Pause, not like that before you take it the wrong way. You have an idea what players to draft. Then tap on a beer like genuine draft. Study all the players, look close at the stats. A QB first and a top running back. First you hear Cool Kennedy audio. Then on your screen you see Jackle, Ivan, and Claudio. It's a take, never lies production. They keep it fantasy with Ivan's porno production. Keepin'